welcome back to the channel. I'm doing another subscriber or viewer requested course today. Today we are in Croatia playing Riverside Golf Zagreb, the championship course. This is in Zagreb, Croatia, courtesy of the YouTuber by the name of SRS27. So shout out to you for the request suggestion. Pretty cold out here again, 32 degrees with a real feel of 25, so quite literally freezing out here. Haven't played in a few days, but we'll see. I was having some technical difficulties before. Hopefully everything works out alright, but we're going to give it a go. Probably going to take me a few holes to warm up, and even on the range before with my 9 irons, everything was going a club or two short, so this should be interesting. But like usual, Garmin Approach R10 behind me on a DIY level stand. If I get some of these leaves and sticks out of here, Country Club Elite mat, my DIY stance mat, Callaway Super Fast balls, 10x7 nets, and Home Tee Hero that you're seeing on screen. I'm trying to go live on TikTok again, but I was having issues with that, so I don't know if that's working or not. But first hole, we've got a par 4, 393 yards. It's looking like dogleg left, so I'm gonna aim up kind of this left side and see how it goes here. I'm gonna try my best to keep an eye on these everything that's going on back here, make sure nothing turns itself off it and whatnot. But first tee shot. Not the best. I was low on the club face. .256 up the left. TikTok, if you can hear me, not sure what's going on. Connection keeps going between on my end. Good connection, unstable, bad connection, so not sure what the deal is. Again, let me know in the comments if you guys can see it, if anything's lagging, or if you can even hear me. But at this point, I've messed with it long enough. Second shot, we've got 142 into this green, 10% wide, another 15 yards to that, so we're looking at 167, if I did my math correct. Usually, that would be like smooth 8. I think I'm actually going to go, I'll stick with the 8 iron for now, we'll see how it goes. Usually hit my 8 iron to about 170, 175. So we're at 167. Gonna do more of a, not necessarily hard, but fuller 8. We'll see what happens. We start leaving everything 10, 15, 20 yards short. Start clubbing up from here on out. Oh, that was really thin. That might have been so bad, didn't even pick it up. No, it picked it up and we got really lucky there. Well, we'll take that. That was a generous par right there, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let's not do that again. Second hole, par 3. We've got 182. So same thing. That would usually be, actually never mind. That's usually 7 iron. I guess we'll go 7. Usually 7 iron I play to about 180. 6 iron about 190. We'll go 7 just in case I really stole one again. I feel like I was striking my 9 iron decent on the when I was warming up out here, but not the best. A little bit thin. It's gonna be headed left. That's gonna have to go. Alright. Pin high. Left though. +2 being a par, we'll take it. These frigid temperatures out here, definitely not the best on the old back. All right, third hole, par 4. We got 396, dog leg right a little bit. We got water up on the right, so I'm gonna aim left here over by this bunker, even a little bit further. I'd rather take the rough in the bunker versus losing a stroke into the water over there. So we'll see how this goes. Hitting driver again. I apologize in advance, like usual, for the nose, all the sniffles and me blowing my nose and whatnot, but again, kind of comes with the territory with freezing or below freezing temperatures. At least there's no snow though. Still low on the club face. That one started right. Hopefully it comes back, otherwise we're gonna be in trouble over there by the water. Alright, came back left. Pretty much where we were aimed, but that one definitely started a little right. Second shot into this green, we got 150 down 1, so we're at 149, 10%, we'll add another 15, 16 yards, so right at about 165, which right between strong 9, softer 8, so I'm going to go with the weather, etc. Pretty much it's a smooth 8. Hopefully we get it there. Thin again. That was headed right. And keep an eye on this ball, make sure I don't crack them. It seems like the colder weather out here, a little bit rougher on the longevity of the balls. Alright, thin again. I think we got a little lucky there. This is Miles Vasquez. This is the Garmin Approach R10. Do you keep losing connection on your end? Let me know. Alright, we're still even through 3, fourth hole, par 5, 532 yards. We got water all along this left side, so I'm gonna aim up to the right by those trees over there, give ourselves as much room as possible. That was a little bit better. Still kind of low. Should be relatively straight, but that was at least more towards the center of the club face. Yeah, we got a little more distance on that one. 273. Alright. Probably not going to take a whole lot of look at the metrics out here. It's pretty cold, so I want to try to get through these rounds and not spend a whole lot of extra time out here. More so than I have to, but second shot, we got 273 left. We got a long way home here. Plus, because we're in the rough, it's going to add an extra almost 30 yards to this. So, I'm going to go 3 hybrid rather. Just try to launch something, hit something up there. Wasn't the best contact there, still low in the club face. I think I'm pulling up on him. Should be straight though, it's kind of a warm burner out there. So that had us at 200. Yeah, Garmin Approach R10 BH Golf. And this is Home Tee Hero that you're seeing within the Garmin Golf app for the simulator software. So I had this at 200. That was like 230 because of that 10% shortage. So, see if we can stick this green here. 74 yards up one, so we're right at 75. Gonna go choke down pitching wedge. It's actually supposed to get a good amount warmer here later on in this week. Again, right around 25-30 degrees right now. It's supposed to get up towards 50 degrees, and I actually have plans on trying to get a round in on course. So obviously we're not going to be, this isn't the course I'm playing in Croatia, as I'm in New England and the United States, but I'm going to kind of try to treat this one as a little bit of a warm-up round. Get some of the cobwebs off the swing. Struck it decent. That might be on the side of actually too much. That might have been closer to like 80, 90, 100 yards. Yep. Hit it good though. That's going to be a +3 unfortunately for a bogey, I believe. It's kind of tough. Alright, we're one over now through four, fifth hole, par 4, 449. I believe I mentioned it, but this is again the championship course, or at least tees at this course in Croatia. So some of these holes are going to be pretty long, pretty challenging. And this one's a little narrow here, so we're going to aim, I guess, at this tree. I'd rather take being messing with that tree versus, again, losing a stroke into the water over there. So that's where we're going to aim, up the right side. Oh, hopefully that did not just pick up these stupid tees. Alright, it didn't read that. Hopefully that would have been unfortunate if that was like a Garmin read that as like a 1-yard tee shot. Kind of same thing, lower launch, still low on the club face. Should be relatively straight though, and out there probably anywhere from 250 to 270. Ooh, we must have got a good roll. 281. I guess we'll take a look at that. That wasn't very quick. It wasn't the best strike, but 261 carry, 281. Swung it at 107. That's estimated. I think, again, the swing speed's a little bit lower, the club speed, but ball speed, Garmin usually does pretty good. So 149, that's probably pretty close to what that was. Hit up on it, 3.6. I like that. 1.4 smash. We'll take it. Second shot here, 171 down one, so we're right at 170. I'm gonna go. What's the deal with this water up here? We got water almost all the way surrounding and on the right. So I'm gonna aim just a tad left on this green, and I'm gonna go 7-iron, I guess. Been hitting things thin today, so luckily haven't been leaving anything super short, but we'll see. Usually I like to play, by the time I spend all the time setting everything up out here, I like to play 2 rounds, but I have a feeling even this back 9, it might start going downhill consistency wise and energy wise. I don't know if I'll be able to get to the second round, but so far the yardages are decent. Tad heavy on the mat and a little bit left. That's probably going to be aimed a little left. It's probably going to be front side left. Oh, we got it there, pin high left, but just pulled it. Alright, 15 yards left. 10%, we'll add another 2 to that. So we're at like 17, no slope. I'm gonna go 60 degree. First wedge shot of the day. This should be interesting. I'll be curious. Last time I played on course was maybe 2 weeks ago or so, and that was the first time I'd played in probably a month, almost 2 months, because of the weather, etc. But I did feel like all my rounds back here, my ball striking improved. I'm a little bit worried about the short game. I know that's obviously a lot more feel around the greens on real life on course, so that might be a little hairy, but I'm hoping later this week, if I get out and play, I'll be able to notice that I'm striking the ball better than I had been before the R10. A little bit heavy. It's gonna be straight, but that might be a little short of the inner circle. That was probably closer to 10-12 yards. Yeah, 13. +1 though, we got it there. We'll take the par. Certainly don't have super high expectations of laying up the scorecard out here today, but so far not so bad. For a championship level course, we're 1 over through 5. Alright, 6th hole, par 4, 356. We got another dog leg left with a lot of water again, so we're going to aim right side of this fairway up by that tree. I was debating trying it. I kind of did it on I think the first tee shot, but I was watching a video. John Rahm, one of the many things he does really well, but one of the things specifically he does to hit up on his driver, I saw just a quick tip. When he addresses the ball for his driver, instead of putting it, an inch or two behind the ball like people usually do, he just moves it back another probably 2 inches, so he's about 4 or 5 inches behind the ball. So he thinks this is his low point, is where the ball is. So by the time he comes down with his downswing, this is the low point, and by the time he gets to the ball, the club's back on the up portion of the swing. So I tell you, one of the ways he gets a positive attack angle on his driver. He may start doing that in the future, experimenting just a little bit. Decent contact, but I left it out to the right. .279. All right. Second shot into this green. We've got 115 down 1, so we're at 114. We'll add another 12 yards to that. So we are at 126 or so. I'm gonna go. Usually pitching wedge, full pitching wedge for me in regular golf season type temperature on course, about 135, 140. So I don't need quite all of that, but I'm gonna go pretty much just smooth pitching wedge here. We'll see what happens. Oh, that was pretty hard pull left, and it was thin. That's probably gonna be long left. Long left, we got lucky that stayed on the green. That was like, again says 120 for what I say 12 yards because we're in the rough, so I was like 132, kind of a pull. Alright, 7th hole, par 3. We've got 181. I guess we've been hitting pretty close to my stock yardage, just surprisingly out here, so I'll go 7-iron. The past probably 2 weeks out here, almost every single round I've been clubbing up at least a half a club, if not a full club, so basically adding 5 to 10 yards on my regular club selections. And that would seem to be working well, but for whatever reason today, maybe because I took a couple of days off, my back's a little bit fresher, maybe just swinging it a tad quicker, getting, plus I've been hitting them thin, so getting a little more distance. Oh, the club twisted in my hand. That's gonna be really far right. Hit the mat first, club twisted. That was wide open when I made contact. Well, I didn't see the result. I'm assuming, hopefully we were just short right here. That might have been into the water, I'm not sure. That might have been a penalty stroke, but 36 yards left. We're in the rough, so we'll add another, we'll call it 4 yards. We're right at like 40 yards or so into this green. Gonna go 52 degree. Kind of double-edged sword, bittersweet type of thing when I try to go live. Granted, it's not really working on TikTok for whatever reason right now, but I don't have the luxury of having the phone directly across from me anymore. So good news is I get some extra steps in going back and forth. Bad news is some of those shots I'm not able to see the result of what happens until I watch it back after the fact. So for example, that when I hit it, I knew it wasn't great, but not sure if that ended up going into the water or we just came up short. Pulled it a little left, and it was a tad heavy. Hopefully that catches the front left side of the green. Yep. Bogey, but could have been worse. Yes, we were one. No, I guess it didn't go in the water. We were 1-2 and then +2 for a 4 on a par 3. So luckily that wasn't in the water. All right. 2 over through 7, 8th hole, par 5, 566. Got a bunch of trees, pretty narrow again. Let's see. Gonna have to keep this one straight. Don't have a whole lot of room. It could be penalty area on the left with those trees. Plus we got water on the right. So I'm gonna aim right there and hopefully keep something relatively straight here. Decent contact, but I pulled it left. That's probably gonna be messing with those trees. Yep, right behind the trees. But luckily it's in the rough, it's not a penalty stroke. Alright, it wants us to lay up and just punch out. That's probably the good move here with all these trees around here. Luckily this one that's in front of us is relatively short. So if we go here, maybe a little aggressively, there's a chance it still catches that tree, but 134 right there, and then in my experience, the 10% in the power reduction in the rough, it's 10% of the 292 that's left of the hole, not 10% of 134 where we're aimed. So that means we're gonna have to add an extra 30 yards to where we're aimed here. So 134 down 1, so we're at 133, and then 30 yards, 163. So I think I don't need all of that, and I'd rather not thin one into the water. So I'm gonna go 9-iron and maybe come up just 5-10 yards short of that, but should get us back out in play in that loft. The 9-iron loft as well. Could go 8-iron to get it there, but the 9-iron extra loft should be able to give us a little extra clearance getting it up and over that short tree that's in front. At least that's the plan. A little bit thin and to the left, but hopefully if we cleared that first tree, that should be decent. Yeah, left side. All right, we'll take that. Pulled that a little more than I would have liked. Now we have these trees back in the way again, which kind of sucks, but I think I'm going to aim just slightly right on the side of these trees. We got 182 left, so I'm going to go 7-iron. or I guess it was 180 to the pin. We're aimed 182. So if I hit this decent, it should just be a stock 7-iron. A little bit thin, but I hit it pretty good. That's gonna fade right. As long as we didn't catch that tree. It should be close to the distance. Alright, we just got it there. Ninth hole, par 4. We're 2 over through 8. We've got a 423 yard. Whoops. We got a 423 yard par 4 here. Kind of narrow again, looking like a little bit of a dogleg right. I guess we'll aim kind of a narrow landing spot again, but we'll aim right there, just left of that bunker. Certainly not the best golf I've ever played out here, but we're making decent contact on some of these shots. That's gonna be like a club face shot when I hit that. It's gonna be like a duck hook, low and left. Yep, left side. What's up, Punch Greens? No, this isn't. This is Riverside Golf in Croatia. Alright. Second shot, we got 162. We're somehow just in the fairway, although it looks like we're in the rough. 162. So, that's right between a pretty stronger end of a 9-iron, softer 8. Probably gonna go softer, smoother 8. Let's see if I can stick this green. I'm not staying down enough. That was thin again, and I pulled it kind of left. Not super far left, but it's definitely going to be left side. We got it there. Thanks. That was a decent drive. Can you hear me all right? It seems like the connection keeps going. Right now it says good connection. Connection keeps going in and out. Is it buffering or lagging or anything, and you can hear the mic all right? Let me know. All right. 10th hole, onto the back 9. We're 2 over. Yeah, it went out for a bit. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the electronics out here don't like the cold weather. Don't love this tree here. I don't really know. This is a pretty dumb layout for a tree. And I don't know. Do we hit driver through it? We gotta kind of start it low. I think there's a decent chance we catch that driver, but I also don't really want to just lay up like 200 yards over here and maybe still catch the tree anyways. So we're gonna go for it, folks. We're gonna aim right there, kind of where it had us before, maybe a little bit right. But I think it's TikTok. I was watching someone else and it kept doing it. He was inside. Yeah, maybe TikTok's having issues with their servers or something. That's good to know. Alright. Well, let's try it. We'll see what happens here with the driver. off the toe. That was a very good contact. Started right too, which was towards that tree. Well, I guess we cleared the tree, but we're 277 yards into some more trees. Yeah, stealing all our data, seriously. Alright folks, well we made it through that tree. That was a pretty poor swing though, and now we got more trees to mess with, but it looks like they're a little bit further away. At least we have a little bit of a V to go through here. So 157 left, 10%, we'll add another 16 yards to that. So we're at 167, 173-ish. So I'm gonna go 7 iron, just in case we catch that tree. Err on the side of a little bit more distance if we can. That was heavy and left. Go. Nope. Appreciate the likes, Dirty Pork Chop. Alright, making a mess out of this hole. Third shot here, 26 yards left. We're in the rough, so we'll add another 3 yards to that. So we're right at 29. Just gonna go my regular standard shot, my 56 degree. That was kind of cool with the tee, but I kind of shanked that right. That wasn't very good. Hopefully that stays on the green. Alright, right side. That was probably a little generous. That was kind of far right on the net, but right side, another bogey. We're falling apart here. We're giving strokes back left and right. 11th hole, par 3. We got 150 on the dot. So, I'm going to go 9 iron, and we'll see if I can hit my number here. Usually on course, play my 9 iron anywhere from 150, 160, depending on the temperature, etc. But usually right around 155 or so is a nice smooth stock, well hit 9 iron. So, let's see, folks. Pulled it left. Not great. Is there gonna be a +3 out there? What's your score? You can't see it? Yeah, no, sorry, the screen's not great. 12th hole, par 4. We are 4 over through 11 holes, so we're +4. 12th hole, par 4. We've got 347. We got trees on the right, so we're gonna aim kind of straight right at that bunker 269. We'll see what happens. Still low on the club face, but that was at least more towards the middle. It's gonna be to the left, but I should be out there. Maybe 260, 270, 274. Solid, thanks. It's not too bad. We were even for a while, but I've been giving strokes back these last few holes. Hopefully get a couple pars and birdies here to finish this out. Alright, second shot here into this green. We got 74 yards, 10%, so we'll add another 8 yards to that. So we're right at 82 yards. Gonna go choke down pitching wedge, see if I can dial up. Last one I tried to do with this was a little long. I felt it 80, 90 yards. Could use something right around there again. Should be close to the distance. It was to the right though. Alright, we'll take that. Probably realistically, that was a little more right than what it showed. That was probably a couple yards right, not as straight as it showed, but we'll take the birdie all day long. Thirteenth hole, par 5. Oh boy, 535 yards. Nice and short. We're now 3 over through 12. Pretty narrow landing spot up here with all these trees left and right, so we're going to keep it there. We're going to need a good straight drive here. I'll take anything at this point. I might slow this down just a little bit to make better contact. I'll take anything 250 plus out there as long as it's straight. Don't really need to hammer this one. Not that I've been clobbering the ball today anyways, but a little bit off the toe, a little bit low on the club face. Started right. Hopefully it straightens itself out a little bit. Alright. Alright, man. Take it easy, punch greens. 278. We'll take that. 264 left in this green, so we're just going to grip and rip a 3 hybrid up here. A little bit better contact, but I pulled that left. Usually those fade a little bit, but I don't think that's going to come back a whole lot. That's going to be possibly, yeah, I knew I hit it decent. 249, we'll take that for distance for sure with a 3 hybrid, but not the straightest shot there. As a reference point, what I say, 249 on that one. Usually peak golf season, I try to hit this 3 hybrid anywhere to 250 to 270, usually right around 250, 260 on an occasion. When I really hit one good off the deck, I get it a little bit past 270, but 249 for freezing temperatures for not the best strike. Could have been a slight misread there. I don't know if that was quite 250, but it's probably in the ballpark there, pretty close. Third shot into this par 5, 24 yards. We'll add another 3 yards to it, so 27. Just gonna go 56 degree. As I drop the club. Should be pretty close. That's actually going to be closer to 30 yards, but that has a chance. That was dead straight. 21. Came out a little bit low, but we'll take the birdie for sure. That was one of those, I knew I didn't need the full 30 yards, so I didn't swing quite as hard, but it was just a tad thin, so it came out a little bit hotter and a little bit lower. So I thought that would have been a little bit further on that, but again, when you're talking about the other one that I felt was a little bit right, we're probably talking within 1 to 3 yards left and right, and then 1 to 3 yards short or long. So for the budget lower end $600 launch monitor, you can't really ask for within a yard of accuracy, precision accuracy that you get with a TrackMan or GC quad anyway. So it is what it is. 2 over now through 13, 14th hole par 4, 453 yards. This one is actually more open than the other ones have been, so you're gonna aim right there, left side of the fairway. Better contact, but I think I left that out to the right. It at least started out there. We'll see if it comes back a little bit. I think that might just be kind of a block out to the right. Oh, came back. 292. Take a look at those metrics. That might be the furthest one yet today. 108, 154 ball speed. I could feel that was better contact. 273 carry, 292 total. Again, ball speed is probably pretty accurate right there. Garmin again does a really good job. 108, I still feel like it's low. That one could have been closer to like 110, 112, even 115, not sure. I've done a comparison against a unicorn. Everything was a good 5 to 10 miles an hour quicker with the driver, or the R10 was 5 to 10 miles an hour slower for the club speed than what the unicorn had. So only hit up a little bit on that one, 0.9, smash factor 1.43, but we'll take that. Alright, let's see if we can take advantage of that 292 yard drive or whatever it was. 161 left, up ones, we're at 162. I'm just going to go smooth 8 iron, grab the 3/4, half an extra club or so. Caught it a little heavy and left. Yep, short left. Even with that half extra club, that's tough. But that's a drop stroke. That's frustrating with an 8 iron. 23 yards left. Well, another 3 yards to it, so we're at 25. That's kind of right between a 60 degree and 56. I guess I'll go 56. Caught it heavy, but that should be right around 25 yards, I would think. 20, 25 or so. And 23. Alright, scraped out a par. Fifteenth hole, par 5. We've got 512 yards. Looks like a pretty decent dogleg right. And we've got trees to get up and over here, so this is going to be tricky. We're going to aim a little bit left. Up there, I think, will be a decent line. It's going to be a tough second shot as well with that water coming into play. See if I can do a similar swing to that last one. I don't want to let any secrets out of what's potentially coming in the future, but I do plan on doing some speed training towards the end of the winter, early spring going into next season, and I have a ball speed number in mind that I would like to get to. If any of you that are still watching this video want to take any guesses of what my target is for my ball speed, if I can do some speed training, get up there, put it in the comments, let me know. Decent contact again, but pushed right. That one wasn't as good of contact as the last one. It wasn't as quick. I definitely don't think that's going to be 290, but 280. Guess we'll look at that quick. Probably 106 if I had to guess. 107, 151 ball speed. So yeah, 3 miles an hour slower on the ball speed. According to, again, the club speed is estimated. I think it's just estimated based on the ball speed and everything else, mainly ball speed. It's probably just a stock algorithm of what they have the ball speed as and what, generally speaking, the club head would be, but a little bit slower on that one. 242 left, plus we're in the rough, so basically we got to add 25 yards on top of that, so we need a good 270 to this green. Definitely very low likelihood of getting it there, but we're going to hit 3 hybrid. I'd be pretty happy again if we can get something 250 up there. A little bit thin. That was straighter though. And not as good a contact on that one. So it was 203, and then what I say, like 25 yards. So it was like 225, 228, something like that. 39 yards left. No slope, no rough. So I'm gonna go 52 degree. Take just a little bit off my regular 50-yard shot with this. Tugged it a little left, caught it a little heavy on the mat, but we'll see. Short left. +2 though for a par. Take it. Hacking our way through this. 16th hole, par 4. $379 yards. Trees again. This isn't a super difficult course. I wouldn't put it as up there for one of the more difficult ones I played, but definitely not the easiest. I would say it's slightly above average for difficulty wise with all these trees. Almost every single hole there's been trees and somewhat of a narrow landing spot off the tee to worry about. And as you've seen in the past, what, 15 holes, definitely have gotten ourselves into a little bit of trouble with the trees, but we've been able to scramble out of them. Alright, we'll keep it there. Gonna need a straight tee shot again. For me, personally, both here and in real life, obviously, I'd rather deal with trees and playing out of them, doing punch shots, etc., versus having to worry about water hazards for whatever reason, just mentally, both again here and on course. The water hazards seem to mess with me more. That was horrendous. That was off the top of the club, off the toe. That's not going to go very far. That's going to be like 230 if I'm lucky. 247, that might have been generous. That was pretty poor contact. Alright. Well, at least we're in play. 128 left, up 1, so we're at 129, plus we'll add 13 yards to it, so 139, 142. Gonna go choke down 9-iron, see if we can stick this green. decent strike. Caught the mat a little bit first. Short. That's unfortunate. Should have just taken a fuller swing at that. Alright, that's another drop stroke, unfortunately. 21 yards left, 10%. We'll add another 2-3 yards to it, so we're looking at 23, 24 yards or so. Gonna go 56 degree. Overall, I would say, I mean, I guess comparatively who you're speaking about, but overall I would say some of my in-between shots, touch shots, and feel shots aren't the best, and then you factor in the cold weather out here with half numb hands, doesn't make it the easiest. But, like I've said in the past, cold golf, better than no golf. Pop that one up to the left, but we didn't need that much distance, so we'll see what the Garmin gives us on that. Yeah, a little long. Oh, we got it in there. Longer side left though, but we scraped out a par luckily. Alright folks, 2 holes left, 17th hole, par 3. Ooh, long par 3 too. 226 yards down once, but right at 225. This is going to be a tricky yardage here. So we've got water short right, and we've got the river in front, and we've got water all along the left side. Now usually, what am I going to hit here? 225. Usually that would be a nice stock standard 5 hybrid. Usually play my 5 hybrid right to 220, 230, which was 225 would be right in there. But do I want to grab the extra club, which would be 4 hybrid, and I usually play that to 240. I think we'll go 4 hybrid and do a little bit of a smoother swing, see what happens. Hit the mat first and pushed it right. Hopefully that has enough to get up and over the water, but that could be trouble. Ooh, I think we just made it into that tree maybe. Not the best swing there, but we're dry. We're right under this tree though, so I'm not sure. Decent chance we catch this tree when we chip this. Let's see, if I aim right, and we're still under it, so I guess we'll leave it right at the pin. We've got 42 yards to the pin, plus we'll add another 4 or 5 yards to it, so right around 47 yards or so. Going 50 degree, or 52 degree rather. I'm gonna go pretty much 50-yard shot. Decent strike, but I kind of popped it up to the left. We'll see what happens. That might have been into that tree and not gone very far. Oh, we got it there. 53. Somehow we cleared that tree. +2. We'll take it. Unfortunately, it's a bogey, but that could have been a lot worse based on those 2 shots. Alright, final hole here. 18th hole, par 4. We've got 485 yards. We're 3 over. Honestly, not too bad. I'll take that. Gonna need a pretty straight tee shot once again. It's kind of been the story of today. Luckily, the driver certainly hasn't been the best, but there was a few in there we hit pretty good. Generally speaking, there hasn't been a super high amount of absolutely horrendous tee shots, so we'll take that. I actually hit it decent, but it was a low launch. I was low on the club face. Started right. Not sure it's going to come back a whole lot. Yeah, up the right side. But that was a little bit quicker. 274. We got a decent rollout because we hit the our fairway, if I can talk. All right, another not so easy approach shot here. We've got 211. Luckily we're in the fairway, so we don't have to add any shortages from the rough. Down one, so we're right at 210. Usually I hit my 4-iron to about 210, 215. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get that there, so I think I'm gonna go 5 hybrid. And usually I play this to, like I said last time, 220, 230, and hopefully, even if I don't get all of it, take the water out of play. And I'm thinking my miss, if anything, as long as I get something started up and off this mat, the miss will be long off the back of the green, but we'll see. Hopefully we get lucky here. Better chance of this getting there with the 5 hybrid versus the 4-iron. Not sure I'd be able to get my 4-iron there right now. Club twisted a little bit when I made contact, but at least I hit it decent, relatively straight. That's probably gonna fade right, so we'll see if we catch the right side of the green. Nope, it was definitely the right side, but I think the rough ate it up. Luckily we're just cleared that water again. We'll take it. Kind of a drop stroke there, but better than losing a stroke into the water. 16 yards left. Well, another 2 to that, so call it 18 yards. Gonna go 60 degree. Hopefully finish this round off with a +1 inner circle, 60 degree chip shot here. Pushed it a little bit right, but that should be in the ballpark. Yep. +1, we'll take it. Alright folks, let me grab some Gatorade real quick. We'll take a look at the scorecard. So, from Riverside Golf Club, Zagreb, again, probably not saying it right, my apologies for all you Croatians out there. This was Riverside Golf Club Zagreb, the championship course, or at least tees, in Zagreb, Croatia, courtesy again of the YouTuber, hopefully your subscriber, but at least the viewer, by the name of, or username, SRS27, so shout out to you. I appreciate the request. Pretty fun course. We did decent. We ended up with a 3 over 75, so we went 38 on the front, 37 on the back. Not too bad, honestly. Relatively clean scorecard. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bogeys, 2 birdies, and the rest were pars, so no real bad blow-up balls. We'll take that. Only 4 out of 14 fairways. We want to be at least 50%, so we'd like to be 7 and higher on that, so not the best there. However, greens and regulation, we'll take that. 10 out of 18, just above 50%, we'll take it. And then putts, 31 putts across 18 holes, right between 1.5, 2 putts a hole, closer to 2 putts, so ideally we want to be closer to 1.5 there with the putts. And then again, fairways and greens and regulation want to be at least 50%, if not closer to 75, but all things considered, I'll take it. 3 over 75. We got lucky on some shots, as we usually do, but that's kind of the name of the game with sim golf. Sometimes you get unlucky, sometimes you get lucky. Kind of is what it is, but appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this round. Shout out to you again, SRS27. Let me know if you or anyone else out there have any requests or recommendations. Just give me the name of the course and the location, and then ideally give me a little bit of background information. I like to add some notes to some of these courses. It makes it a little more interesting, whether it's your maybe home course, a course you grew up playing, maybe a high school course, your local par 3, municipal, etc., or even just a world famous course. There's right around 42,000 courses, real life courses that I can play here within the Garmin Golf app, so very high chance that if you mention it in the comments, I'll be able to play it, add it to my list, and keep going back here. So like always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next course.